This episode is brought to you by Adam's Studio.
We gotta get views, dog, and likes because Adam's charging us now.
Yeah, we got Plaza.
We got Plaza.
For
the non-Spanish speaking, we gotta pay our dues.
Yeah, we got fees.
So, feed the children.
Please.
All right, what are we talking about? First, want to go into the fights?
Should we get right into it?
I'll leave this let's talk about fights, or do you want to talk about the questions?
Ooh. Are we doing all three or just one?
Let's do all three.
Ooh. Yeah, because I told Kara, I was like, I don't know if we're going to do all three or if we're going to spread them out. So
let's do it. Let's do the questions.
The questions first?
Yeah.
Dang. All right, reverse uno.
Reverse uno.
Oh, I got the question. I was like, I thought you had it right.
No, that's just different.
My bad. Good. All right, here we go. Question number 1. All right, this is brought to you by Kara. Kara at the gym. Those who listen and know what's up, you know who she is. Question number 1.
Let's go.
As a coach, how important do you think it is to continually evolve and grow in your role? And what sources of inspiration help fuel that development?
Damn, Kara, you had to hit me one of those. One more time.
All right, so part 1. It's like a 2-part, right? As a coach, how important do you think it is to continually evolve and grow in your role? So you as a person.
I feel like the moment you stop growing or you stop learning, you stop growing as a coach.
Yeah.
So I feel like you always have to be receptive to learn more as a coach.
Mm-hmm. And the second part, and I actually have a compliment for you right now after this part. And what sources of inspiration help fuel that development?
I not really inspired by no one. How would I say this? I'm so inspired to be successful in what I do. If I was a little league baseball player, I want to be the best one on the team. When I played football, I was always inspired to be the best on whatever sport or activity I've done.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I've seen some coaches and I've taken from them, but that I can pinpoint one person, no.
I think that you're very driven to get the best resources possible. And I mean that, and I say that in the way that when I mentioned that I was going to give you a compliment, is that I think it's great that as a coach, especially in a traditional sport like boxing, that you're open-minded enough to have somebody on the team. I'm not saying this to like toot my own horn, but I'm saying like not a lot of coaches, especially boxing coaches, are open to have anything related to psychology. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, that's a weakness to them.
Right, there's that stigma. So even having somebody like myself who has a background in sports psychology, that in itself I think is huge. It's pivotal for a coach because you do have to remain open-minded enough. But also you have to learn how to read people and know who's the right fit and who isn't. You know. Yep. So that's question number 1. Oh, should I?
Yeah, let's go question number 2. Oh, you want to answer the question 2? Answer it. That's up to you.
For me, I think it's extremely important to continually evolve and grow, not just as a coach, but as a person. And what inspires me is always seeing these guys, the look on their faces when they do something they didn't think that they could do.
Exactly.
You know? And I like to read a lot. So that's also that's where I drive or I gain inspiration from as well. But for me, more than anything, is just seeing the look on the guys' faces. Question number 2. You guys both give your all to your fighters each and every day. How do you sustain that level of energy and motivation while preventing burnout?
Well, I know the fighters look at us. So if we're in there burned out, tired, they're going to do what we do. They're going to be like making it, like we don't ever make an excuse for ourselves. If we're hurt, I'm always injured. I know I'm answering the question like my way, but we lead by example. And if we're exhausted or burned out, that'll trickle down.
And I think a great example is that you, at least for myself, I love to work out before I go in there. I know you love to run, and that's like your outlet and your form of, kind of releasing some sort of energy in a sense,
Yep.
For me, definitely it's working out. I like to run as well.
I love when the guys come in and I'm on the treadmill and they look at my time.
Yeah.
Or they look at my distance and they're like, damn.
Exactly.
So that's like the best way I can inspire them and motivate them to be
the best
driven.
they could be.
Yep. Driven.
Absolutely. And question number 3. How vital is loyalty between a coach and a fighter, particularly as a fighter's career progresses and they start earning more money? I guess we'll start with that part.
Whew.
Yeah. I know this one
hits home.
That one hits home, right? Yeah. Absolutely.
That is a question that I don't know how to answer. Loyalty is very vital. It's like the moment nobody wanted them when they weren't making any money. But as soon as they start making money, it's like you have the most beautiful girl in high school.
Right.
And everybody's trying to hit up your girl.
Yeah.
And that's what it's like when you have a fighter. So if that girl is not going to be loyal to you,
yeah,
it won't last.
Yeah.
And if she's loyal to you, it doesn't matter if the most handsome guy with the best car comes up to her. She's going to stick with you.
Absolutely. That is a great way to put it. Now, do you think it is important for coaches to have contractual protections in such situations?
I didn't at first, but the more I grew into the sport, yes. Because it stops the guys from hitting up your girlfriend.
Yeah.
Boom. They can hit them up all they want.
Right.
She ain't responding.
And it's like a form of protecting your investment because I think people got to understand, like one of the other questions where she said we put a lot of energy into the fighters. Like, yeah, you do. Like, forget about, yes, the financial aspect of it. But I'm speaking in terms of the time,
the energy, the sacrificing, the leaving your family behind, not going to parties, not going to weddings, not going to family functions. In some cases, even not going to funerals because the fighter he has to train for the fight. I mean, I've been away from my family on Christmas. I've been away from my family on New Year's. Just somebody could come up to the fighter and tell him, hey, I'll offer you this, And loyalty is very, very pivotal and important.
Absolutely. Loyalty and trust, for sure, 100%. I think that's mandatory, like without question, for that relationship to be good. It's a good foundation.
It's like Canelo when he lost to Floyd Mayweather.
Right.
Everybody told him to change trainers. And he didn't. And look where he's at.
Stay loyal. I think a lot of people are very quick to judge.
Yeah, but on like Oscar Valdez. Now I don't know if it was him or his manager wasn't loyal to Manny Robles.
Right. I don't know what happened in that situation.
That's what I'm saying. But regardless of the situation, he's not with Manny Robles no more.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's like 3-2 with Eddie.
Yeah.
The opponents have been better, but sometimes these guys, what do you call them? Matchmakers, promoters. They feel like a trainer like Ronnie Shields and Eddie Reynoso and Freddie Roach could do a better job than their coaches because they've been in that pedestal before.
Right, the position.
Vaquero just came in with all his uncle.
Yeah.
And
cousins
and family and beat Oscar Valdez with the 2-time trainer of the year.
Yeah.
I love seeing stories like that because for the most part, promoters use that. Like, no, man, your uncle, your coach is not a good coach. He's due. Who got you there?
Yeah.
He got you there. And together you can develop a lot together. I'm cool if like you want to bring in a coach at that level to kind of be like a advisor.
Yeah.
But there's no need. You don't need it.
Yeah.
You got there for a reason.
Absolutely. You know what?
People are taking interest in that fighter because you guys both did it together.
Yeah.
And in some situations you have, to me, like Muhammad Ali didn't have a sports psychologist, but he had a hype man, and that was Bundini. In a way, that was a psychological advantage. He brought in his psychologist,
right?
And that whole team made Ali, who he had Angelo Dundee, he had everybody, and he was loyal to his team. I remember there's a story where they wanted to kick him out because Angelo Dundee wasn't black, and he said, "No, that's my dude."
Yeah,
he was loyal to him.
Yeah,
in the time of the '60s.
Yeah,
You know, so you're always going to have people trying to break up the loyalty.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's always gonna. It's just like you mentioned, fucking relationships, you know. And I do love the way that Vaqueros corner functions. If they're just having a conversation and they're talking back to each other, it's like, yeah, I know what you mean. The hook is there, you know. I love the way that they function really well.
Because they train together.
Mm-hmm.
They're always together. Yep. You know, that's a big component to the team moving in the right direction.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and hey, kudos to him. Way better. It's funny. I was watching. I briefly mentioned it to you. I was watching the interview that they do ESPN. You know, the fucking all the build up, and he pretty much laid it out. He said this fight is up to Oscar to win because I'm not. He's pretty much saying I'm not changing shit. It's up to him and his adjustments. I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna do what I always do, straight up like that. And he had a much better showing this time than the last time. And the last time it was fucking outstanding either way, you know.
And he was looking like Elephant Man, but he fought the whole fight.
Yeah, he has conditioning. You can't, you know. He sometimes takes a break in the middle, but other than that, the dude, like, if he wants to explode, he'll explode when he wants to.
Yeah.
You know. So, are we on to the fights? What do we?
That's the questions right there.
Yeah, that's
Thank you, Cara, for the questions.
Thank
Anybody
you very
else?
much.
Have any questions? It doesn't have to be boxing related. We're gonna give our best answer of our personal experience.
Yeah, it can be whatever. Doesn't matter.
UFOs, ghosts.
Yeah.
Okay. The fights.
Which one do we
What do you want to
start
start with?
Ooh. Should we start with?
Let's talk about the two fights because we don't have that much time. The two main fights.
That whole ESPN card is really good.
Stacked.
And it's very, very good, the whole start to finish. But I guess we could start with the co-main. The co-main. Or should we save that best for last?
No, I want to get paid. I want to get paid. Got my money?
Got my money? Oh, damn. I almost forgot, too.
Where's my money at, cuz?
Yeah, I almost forgot. I got the crispiest of ones.
Brand new?
It's not brand new, but it's the newest one I had. I looked at the serial number. The series?
I want verification if it's a one. I'm going to save it because this is more like, I told you so. Put it in my wallet.
You know what? That fight.
You want to donate a wallet to Coach Joe?
Yeah, we need a sponsor for a fucking wallet. But
give it to me.
Man, that is not the I don't think that's the outcome that anybody saw.
I saw that shit, dog.
Oh, you saw her quitting and
like
getting hit in the eye. But you know, I think they came in with a different strategy. Allegedly an elbow or two somewhere in the fourth or fifth, and then as soon as he felt that right hand, the right hand hit him.
What does it mean when you go like this? Like when you say allegedly, you emphasize it like it didn't happen, or you I hate they bringing up the elbow.
Wait, did I do that?
No, I'm bringing.
I'm about to say, did I black out?
I want to emphasize
I was tripping.
the word allegedly.
Yeah. Allegedly, I think because there's video footage, but the video footage isn't like really clear, and they're trying to look for more. Like now it's a thing, right? It's in a fucking internal investigation.
Okay, say it did.
Yeah,
happens all the time.
Yeah.
There's a famous scene in Rocky when I think Rocky comes to the corner and he says, when he's fighting Ivan Drago, he says, "I see three of them."
Yeah.
And he tells him, "Hit the one in the middle."
Hit the one in the middle. Yeah.
I see three of them out there. Hit the one in the middle. Right. Hit the one in the middle. Yeah.
That's, I know, modern day. I know it's a movie, but it's like no excuses.
Yeah. It seemed like he was trying to make every situation perfect, right? He kept saying the back of the head, and it's like, dude, it's a fight. It's a fucking fight. He kept complaining to the referee about things here, things there. It's like, dude, just focus on what you gotta do, and that's it.
So what do we say when fighters are complaining about little things? Mm-hmm. They're looking for a way out.
Right.
That was a clean right hand. I know Vaquero's strong. I know he hits hard because I
Divino.
I'm sorry, Divino. I shouldn't say. I don't know about Divino. My bad. I'm punch drunk. He hit me.
You felt the right hand?
I felt the right hand. Divino's right hand is a lanky right hand.
Yeah.
And if you don't want to get hit by a tall guy with a straight punch.
Yeah.
Like he did. Mm-hmm. But it didn't look that hard.
It didn't. What it did look like though is like it como un rozón, like it grazed the inside of the eyeball. I don't know if that's exactly what happened, but it's like immediately after you got hit with that shit, it like swelled up. You know what I mean? Not swelled shut or nothing, but I mean, who knows? That's why Timothy Bradley is like, I'm gonna reserve my comments until we figure out exactly what happened.
And it's funny because the two guys that lost that card were both Olympians.
You mentioned that.
You know, and I'm just tripping out because all you young inspirational fighters that are out there trying to like make it in boxing and having a hard time in the amateurs. The amateurs isn't for everybody, and the pros ain't for everybody.
Right.
Sometimes you feel like you're a little slower, your tempo sucks, you don't look like a typical fighter. Vaquero doesn't. Vaquero doesn't have fucking muscles. But he makes it work, and he has a strong mindset. And to see a two-time gold medalist.
That's what I was about to say. 2-time gold medalist.
A two-time Olympian and Oscar Valdez, too.
Yep.
Both quit.
Yeah.
I think in the same round, 6-6.
Yeah. I think you're right. And Divino only had 11 amateur fights.
Yeah. And Vaquero, I don't think he had, maybe, I don't know if he had some or he didn't, but he didn't have an amateur pedigree because I was around that time in Mexico when they were doing the amateurs. And I don't remember seeing him. That style, he doesn't fight like he has an amateur pedigree.
Right.
So young fighters out there,
don't let that discourage you.
Yeah, Olympics, amateurs, it's fast tempo, 3 rounds, a lot of favoritism.
Yeah.
A lot of politics in amateur boxing. Don't feel bad if you don't make it in the amateurs. If you're just there losing a split decision all the time and it just happens, it's 3 fucking rounds. I mean, it's not like you're going to make an impact when the headgear comes off. I know the elite amateurs don't wear it. I know the elite amateurs don't wear headgears. They have 8-ounce gloves and you fight past 3 rounds. Everything changes.
Yeah, absolutely.
You start doubting yourself.
Everything does fucking change. Everything does change. And, you know, that's a subject that we already touched on before is that, yeah, like you mentioned, not because you're a great amateur doesn't make you a great pro. And just because you're, you know, a quote unquote shitty amateur doesn't make you a shitty pro.
Yeah.
You know, Canelo didn't have that many fucking amateur fights either, you know, so I don't even know if Chavez had an amateur career.
He had 8 fights.
Chavez?
8 amateur fights.
Yeah. So, dude.
So, but Divino, I can't even like start a like Robesi, whatever, Robesi, whatever. It's fucking. I mean, no. I mean,
Young
like
tight.
He did exactly what I thought he was going to do. He's going to win the first 3-4 rounds, and then it was going to start getting exciting. And it happened the same way I thought it would happen. Did I think he was going to? I thought he was going to win by decision, to be honest. But when I saw him like uncomfortable with what Divino was doing, I didn't see that. I was surprised. I'm not gonna lie. I knew that was gonna happen. I was like, damn. But it makes sense. I've seen guys not quit in a fight like that, but I've seen them quit in sparring. I've seen them quit in the amateur tournament because things ain't going their way.
Yeah.
And that's what the pros is like things are not gonna go your way.
Yeah.
You're gonna have doubts in your brain. You're gonna be like, damn, should I even be in here?
Right.
I can't even hit this guy. This guy's too fast. This guy's too strong. This guy knows what I'm going to do.
Now, on the other side, have you ever had a situation where a fighter comes to the corner and they're injured, like an injury that will definitely deteriorate performance? Has there ever been a situation?
Yeah, and I'm going to tag you. It happened more than once, but one time I was helping as a cut man.
Yeah.
For Tiger Smalls here locally here in San Diego and his son Prince. And Prince hurt his hand badly in the first round.
The first round.
So he comes to the corner and he tells his dad, I think I broke my hand.
Yeah.
And his dad, he didn't, I'm not going to say freaking out because I ain't disrespecting my boy. He was like, what do I do? He
just didn't know what to do, right?
So I just took over.
Right.
And then it wasn't my fighter. After that, I started working with him a little bit, but I told him, he doesn't know your hands hurt. Miss on purpose. Throw it, but don't try to land it.
Yeah.
Miss with the hook. Miss with it was his front hand. And he started throwing it.
Yeah.
And he finished the fight and he won.
Look at that.
But
how many rounds?
I don't remember if it was 6 or I think it was 6 rounds.
That's 5
but in
rounds.
the first round his hand was broken.
Yeah.
So to think about it's happened a lot where fighters come back to me like, oh my brother Adrian too one time he told me his hand hurt and I said, you want me to stop it?
Yeah.
If I stop it, we lose.
Yeah.
No, keep going. He won. He pulled it off. So, yeah, I mean, it happens. It's just like, do you want to win?
Yeah.
Or do you want to lose?
So, let's say hypothetically speaking, you're in Robesi's corner and he comes over because allegedly, right, he came over and told the corner, like, my eye is fucked up. I'm seeing double, whatever. And apparently the coach was like, well, try and see what's up this next round. See if you can work with it. As soon as he got hit with the hand, he was like, nah, I'm good. Yeah. And now, like, if a fighter comes up to you and says, my eye's fucked up, would it be a situation kind of like that, like you mentioned with your brother, like, hey, well, what's up? You want me to stop or
I just tell him like that.
Yeah.
If we I need to be put in a situation because I respond faster when I'm put in that
under
spot.
pressure.
Yeah, I handle. You ask me right now, I'm like, I don't know, beep, 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 Jeopardy, you know.
Yeah.
But I know at that moment they're like,
You know how to
it
respond.
clicks, yeah.
Yeah.
One time there's a kid. He only fought like 6-7 pro fights.
Mm-hmm.
But I was my first year in the Baja team in Baja California, and Jose Estrada was warming him up, and he was in his. We were in charge of the national team.
Okay.
That year I had Andy Ruiz and all these kids, right?
Mm-hmm.
And as he's warming him up, he throws a hook at him and he did the Curly Felix didn't go under the hook, and he scratched his eye with his hand.
Oh
his finger.
shit, dude.
And his eye just gets all watery, you know.
Dang.
And then he looks at me, Jose Estrada, petrified, like, oh shit, what do I do?
Yeah.
And I just got I didn't even think. I just got a towel.
Yeah.
And I told him, your eye will just relax. We had like about 3 minutes before we went in the ring.
Yeah.
Let your eye start crying.
Yeah.
Let it cry, let it cry, let it cry. Yeah, his eye, he could barely open it.
Yeah.
Relax.
Yeah.
Go in there and do what you can, man.
Yeah.
I calmed it down. After it was over, Jose said, how did you figure that out? I said, I didn't. It just, like I said, under pressure.
Yeah.
And Curly went out there and won the fight with one eye. You know, it's like, but his eye was like red bloodshot. Before, I remember the doctor looked at us. I go, he's not sick, because they'll stop a fight in Mexico and anywhere in the world.
Yeah.
If you're sick in the corner, I go, we accidentally poked his eye.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, okay. And he went and fought, you know, he won the fight. But if I was anybody else, I would have got worried too. And I'd be like, damn, what do we do now?
Yeah.
His eye, like, I just put I put pressure on him like this. And just let your eye cry.
Yeah.
Let it cry. It'll fix itself. Move your eye inside, close it and open it. I told him, just holding it. And he was doing it. And I could see the teardrops coming up. And he went out and won the fight.
Hell yeah.
But I also had a kid named Rogelio Rubalcaba.
Yeah.
He got cut right here. You can see his teeth.
Oh shit.
And I remember when we were in the Nationals, and also we went and got the nail polish for girls,
Yeah.
the clear one, and we put it
That's so
we
ghetto.
put it together with crazy glue
Yeah.
first, and then the nail polish. That's what they told us to use.
Yeah.
And and that's when, and then his hand was swollen, and we put his hand in ice, and that fool fought like that with a swole hand.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, Rogelio Rubalcaba.
Yeah.
And he fought the fight like that. He lost. He lost in the finals, but he made the Mexican national team and stayed in Mexico City with the Mexican national team.
And this is the amateurs.
It's amateur fighting, no
you
money.
Know what I'm saying? No money. There's no money involved in this, man. So now, like, I guess we can elaborate, right, on fighters, because there's an argument. It's like he quit.
He quit. Technically he quit. He had a choice. He went like this.
Yeah. Straight up. And you know, some people were like, yeah, well, you know, he saved his eye. His eye could have got worse.
You know what the part that made me realize he quit?
What's that?
He wasn't upset when he said, I'm done.
Yeah.
I don't know him, but he didn't look mad.
Yeah. He was totally okay with it.
I'm cool, man.
Yeah.
That's my best.
I don't want no part of this shit.
Yeah. A Ricky Ricardo. Yeah.
Cool, right?
So we should have started with now Vaquero first, but we'll go to Vaquero.
Yeah.
Damn, dude.
Yeah.
Good fight, kid.
Good fight.
Vaquero, you know, to see a guy who doesn't. We talked about that. I don't know if we talked about it on the podcast last week or we talked about it through a text when I told you I was watching him and Lara hit the bags, and I'm like, God damn, they look horrible.
Yeah.
But they're efficient.
We're prepping for Kyle's fight. You know,
We're
just having
we're wrapping his hands.
Yeah,
and I was like, dude, I watched a video of Bronco, Lara, and Navarrete hitting the bags and shooting the shit in the gym.
Yeah.
And I would not think they were both former. One's a former champion and one's an active champion.
Yep.
I would be like, hell no, those fools suck. But they make it work for them.
2 division champ.
They make it work for them. They make it work for them. And Valdez, he needs to go back to the drawing board. I think he should go back. A lot of fighters are scared to go back and go fight. Like, I'm going to elaborate right now at the end about Roberto Duran. Because I'm going to go back to quitting.
Yeah.
He went back and took some easy fights and then came back and fought again.
Right.
A lot of guys don't do that now. Like, they feel like it's going to hurt their stock.
Right. Oh, tune up.
Yeah, go back. Valdez needs to go back and go 2-3 easy fights again.
Yeah.
And go find himself again.
Yeah.
Because all that loading up and we talked about that. Like, that I thought he was going to lose because he loads up too much.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what Valdez did.
Because, realistically speaking, even that fight he had when we were over there in Arizona with the Australian,
it was bad.
That was a tough fight too.
Wilson?
Very,
Was it
yeah,
Wilson?
Liam Wilson or some shit like that. That was a tough fight. And
that guy didn't have that much experience either in the
Right.
pros. He had a little bit of fights compared to him.
had he not played into the game, I think he would have won that fight. I think he started playing too much. Like, he should have used his reach. You know what I mean? He was in there too long. He didn't need to be there. But yeah, drawing board it is for sure. That's a tough loss.
Tough.
Yeah, it's my dad was like,
Was your dad happy? I know he likes old school fights.
He loves watching Vaquero because Vaquero's fucking wild, It's just it's like low key. It's like a comedy show because it's like, dude, how the fuck does he land all this shit? You know what I mean?
And you can see that from far. But the reason Valdez can't get out the way is because he sat down too low. He's way too low. He's ready to load up. So by the time he does this, and then Vaquero throws 2 or 3 punches.
Yeah.
So you might get away from the first one.
Yep.
But the second or third's gonna land, and they land at the end of his shots all the time.
Exactly, right at the end, and he's got power. He does. You could tell it's a
I know where Vaquero wins though.
what?
He has a secret ingredient.
Fucking Twinkies or what? What?
Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola. That's all he drinks.
I don't know if you remember. Somebody told us that. I'm not gonna throw his name out there, but he works for Sanford.
Oh.
He told us that they always get mad at him because he always drinks Coca-Cola in training.
You don't give a fuck.
He don't stop.
And
Can't
that's
stop, won't stop.
what a contrast, right? Oscar, like super disciplined.
Yeah.
The motherfucker's in the gym,
Drinking
like
water all day.
his
shit.
life is boxing. Everything revolves around that shit, right? Fucking Vaquero
You
don't
gotta
give
take him
two
to the
fucks.
gym. Yeah, you gotta force him to go to the gym.
Oh my god,
But when
man.
the bell rings, could be.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, what a win for him. Congratulations. To
So
him.
let's
That
go
was a
back
great
to
win.
Robese.
Let's see.
Robese?
Robesi.
Robese.
Ramirez.
I just wrote down real quick, man. Fernando Vargas. Hasim Rahman.
Yeah.
I think I'm pronouncing it right. They fought with hematomas.
Whoo, yeah.
I spelled it wrong though.
Let me see.
Hemo. Don't laugh, dog. And then these motherfuckers were like this, right? I think Fernando won the fight.
Yeah.
And I think I don't recall. The guys could research it. Oscar Valdez.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He fought with a broken jaw.
Broken jaw.
I think he broke it like in the 4th or 5th round.
And a motherfucking hematoma too. When he fought against Vaquero the past one.
He didn't quit.
No quit. Yeah. Facts.
Arthur Abraham. He broke his jaw like in the 4th round, and the guy he was fighting, it was Edison Miranda.
Yeah.
Gave him like 5 low blows. They took points away with a broken jaw, and he finished the fight. He still won.
Yeah.
Muhammad Ali. I researched that one because I remember that one. That's the first time I remember a fighter getting injured like that. I was little and I was watching a documentary about him, and they said they got his jaw broken.
Yeah.
Against Ken Norton, and the going back and forth said that Ali broke it. Angela Dundee said Ali broke it in the first, and Eddie Futch, who trained Ken Norton, said that he did it like in the 9th or 10th, that his jaw was broken. Mm-hmm. But regardless, he fought. If he was in the 9th or 10th, he fought 2 to 3 rounds with a broken jaw and finished 15 rounds back then.
Right.
So he fought another 6 rounds. I'm sorry. Mm-hmm. It happened in the first. He fought 14 rounds with a broken jaw.
Either way, man, that's a broken
What's
fucking
up,
jaw.
Robbie? Say, ¿Qué pasó?
Yeah, ¿qué pasó?
And I want to talk about Divino.
Yeah.
When he first
that's
fought.
right.
When he first fought Robise,
Yeah.
I think in the 5th round,
After the 5th. Somewhere around, like right at the end of the 5th.
hurt his ankle. I don't know the medical terms exactly of the tears in his ankle, but it required a lot of physical therapy for him to get back.
Right.
He finished the fight on 1 foot.
Yeah.
And he beat Robise.
And he beat him. Yeah.
He could have said, I can't keep going. But that was his dream. See, when you're starving,
Yeah.
you're going to do whatever it takes to get to the throne. Robise was already a 2-time Olympian. He's already felt what it feels like to be in the top of the world.
And he's been a golden child for a while, too,
Ever.
Ever. And in the pros with Top Rank and this guy and super high praise. And so, yeah, absolutely. I agree with that.
And I was also, when I was researching about all the injuries in boxing that happened during a fight, on my feed, something came up and I was like, dude, I got to put this guy in there.
Yeah.
Vini Paciencia.
Yeah.
He got in a car crash and broke his neck.
Ooh. Oh, shit. I forgot that movie.
They said he would never fight again.
Right.
And he had this metal object, looked like a
Yeah, Halo.
Halo.
It's called Halo, yeah.
Halo. And
Halo.
imagine if you see, that's what I love about fighters who are strong-minded and strong-willed.
Yeah.
If you tell them they can't do something, he would. The average person won't do it. They'll be like,
Right.
"You're right. I can't never do that again."
Doctor says I can't.
Doctor says I can't.
Yeah.
Vinny Paciencia not only came back, he fought Roy Jones Jr., Roberto Duran. He fought everybody after breaking his neck.
Yeah.
When telling them he couldn't do it.
Yeah.
So it's the will.
It's the will. It's the
It's
drive.
the fucking will. You
Yeah.
can't teach will. You can't teach drive. So you inspiring fighters, find a will.
Yeah.
Find something that drives you. So when they tell you you can't beat that guy, you can't do this, you can't do that, you know, you can shut everybody up.
Absolutely. And even just look at guys like fucking Vaquero, right? He is so fucking unorthodox. People are like, oh, dude, there's no way this guy. Probably didn't think that he was gonna become champion ever. You know what I mean? But the will, the determination.
You can't train. You can't train will.
Exactly. And Divino's definitely one of those guys. And I am excited to see what happens in that division. I think that division has a great fucking future. That kid, Chop, the one that he's 126. Yeah. You got fucking Shushu Carrington in that division. These guys are the guys that are up and coming.
Where's Foster at? 130?
Foster.
The guy,
Shaki, that's 130.
Yeah, he's a good kid.
Yeah, he's probably gonna fight Vaquero.
Yeah.
Next.
He was in the front row watching.
He was in the front row watching.
He got some publicity.
Yeah, absolutely. He's
Top rank does
cool
shit like that.
Yeah.
Like, they throw him on there on purpose.
That's cool that they do that. I like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, 126 is coming up. I love it. A lot of good potential fights in the future for Divino. And an exciting fighter. I'd like to see him against another top ranked opponent other than Robesi. Yeah. You know, just to really see what he can do. That's a good one.
So I want to go back before we finish this.
Yeah.
I want to go back on Robesi quitting. Because everybody talks about Roberto Duran when he quit with Sugar Ray Leonard.
Right.
And like the famous no mas.
Yep.
He didn't even get hit. He just quit. Mm-hmm. I mean, he was losing the fight, but he wasn't getting beat up. You know, he was getting outboxed. And we all know Duran as quitter. Mm-hmm. But Duran, after he quit that fight, and not in this order, he fought Marvin Hagler. He fought Tommy Hearns and got knocked out.
Right.
He fought with Fredo Benitez, Pepino Cuevas, William Joppy, Hector Camacho, Jorge Castro, Robbie Sims, and he knocked off Iran Barkley for the championship at 160.
And it's crazy, right? Because a lot of people, maybe even this might even be overshadowed by that no mas situation.
He beat the champion at 160. He beat the guy that knocked out, the guy that face planted him. Yeah. Tommy Hearns got face planted by Iran Barkley.
It's crazy how that shit works.
And Duran beat him. So Robesi, rewrite your book, man. Like, only you know why you quit. Find the will to. I understand he's not like Duran. Duran was an Olympic boxer. Duran was fucking raised. I think I saw a video where Mike Tyson says that's the only guy I can relate to because he was full of anger.
Yeah.
And his mom was like a male sex worker and he just hated the world. You got to find that guy.
Yeah.
And even if you don't have it, you don't have to be that person. If you can find something that motivates you that way,
right,
you can do a lot.
Right. If he's somebody who values legacy, you know, I think he could definitely find his way back. He's fucking good, man. He's good. Yep. He's good. So hopefully, we'll see what happens for his future.
Yep.
You know, but yeah, that's great. That's a great point. A lot of people don't really know about that. You know, I myself included. You're more of a historian than myself, but
could be.
Look, all those guys, like you mentioned before, any of these guys can be in somebody's top 10.
Hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
They are in somebody's top 10
of all time. Exactly, of all time. But yeah, I guess. Next week. Oh, shall we talk about next week? This Saturday.
Let's talk about that real quick.
About Saturday.
Taking risks.
Yeah, December the 14th, Saturday. We got a good fight coming up for one of our guys, Javin Cholet. We're pretty excited. We're excited. I don't know if you want to.
Very excited. Yeah. I got a call a couple weeks ago from Victor Flores, who's managing us, who's promoting us, moving us. And he reached out to me and he gave me a name for a kid. And I was like, yeah, I looked him up and I saw who he is. So we're fighting a kid who's 12-0.
Yeah.
Javin is 10-1. Mm-hmm. The kid is good. His name is Sergio Rubalcaba.
Ricardo, right?
Sergio, what am I fucking Sergio for? Ricardo Rubalcaba. Thank you, man.
You're welcome, bud.
I'm bad. It's because I was thinking about Sergio Zaragoza, who's a friend of mine who is at Rhino's boxing gym out there in AZ Boxing in Vista.
That's right, yeah.
And they fought on the undercard of the Vaquero undercard.
ESPN.
And he fought a kid named
Cesar
Morales, who was undefeated, who was debuting. But
highly touted.
Highly touted.
RGBA fighter.
Yeah. He fought against Sergio's guy.
Yeah.
And Sergio's guy upset him.
Yeah.
So,
yep.
I'm sorry, that's what I was thinking about that. but Javin is fighting
Ricardo
Rubalcaba, who's
yeah.
really good. 12-0, trains at wild card. And we're taking the risk fighting him because that's the position we're in as a fighter right now, as a team.
As a team, yeah.
As a team, we have to take those risks. And hopefully next week we have great news for you guys after this fight. Javin's been looking sharp, looking good. Thanks to Zorro.
Yeah.
Daniel. I'm bad
Diego.
with names. Diego
Luna.
I'm thinking about Daniel because of Divino.
Yeah.
Daniel helped Divino get ready.
Yeah.
And then Diego Luna Zorro helped to spar. And man, we're sparring with Maurice Hooker.
Yeah.
The former champion of the world. That he helps us spar. He gives us advice.
Yep.
To me, there's not a better champion who sits back and helps the next group of guys.
Yep, great dude.
Him and Vince Parra come to our gym sometimes and spar. And the knowledge that we get from Maurice, we hope just to get us half of what he's gotten in the fight game, you know. So we're excited. What do you think
Big
about
time.
it?
No, super excited. I think this is like you mentioned before, it's a turning point. It's a good risk. I really like the energy of Javin before this for this fight. He's confident. We're confident, and shit, we're ready to just get this. We're excited. We're excited to be there for sure.
Yep.
So that's gonna be great a great weekend for us. We got Jaime Munguias fighting this Saturday as well in Tijuana.
So we're supposed to go.
Yeah, we were supposed to go for that homecoming. So I anticipate he's gonna win that fight. I do.
I'm not even gonna call that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No dollar bets.
No dollar bets. I bet you 10 pesos.
What are those?
Those are pesos.
Pesos.
Yeah. But on that note, guys, please share, like. This
Comment.
motherfucker's charging us now per session. So
paying rent, homie.
We're paying rent. So the more likes we get, the more comments, the more subscriptions we get, the more we appreciate you guys. And
yeah.
Peace.
On to the next.
This has been a Point in Yo production.
Yeah, I think the words, but sometimes they don't come out of my mouth no good.